Right. So after a hard day at work, I got something that I want to talk about. I think that a lot of people are not speaking about right now. Here's the thing. Here's what I have. People are talking about, and I agree, they're focusing on the voter laws and voter ID in future elections. And they say that this is going to change future elections, and that's absolutely right. Here's the thing that nobody's talking about, and I'm going to tie that into something else I've talked about on videos. This is going to bring into focus past elections. There are people that are in office now that should not be there. There's people in office right now that should never even have won their election. I guarantee it. I don't think that it's a freaking any kind of real limb to have to crawl out on at this point. I bet you there's people in there that never were supposed to be, and because of voter fraud and everything else, these people are in office and they never should have been. There's laws that are on the books and all kinds of things that have been done by these people that never even won their election. So maybe we should be looking at that. The same as I'm going to tie this in, and I tied this into a previous video. People are talking about the voter fraud, and they talk about the swing states. Why are you not talking about the states that are quote unquote in the bag? There's probably a lot of people, a lot of politicians that are Republican politicians that have won in blue states and blue areas that never lost. Republican congressmen, senators, whatever. The whole state, you just never know. So to sit back and only want to concentrate on places like Wisconsin and stuff like that, what about places like Illinois? What about places like Chicago? What about places like California? What about places like any of these other left-leaning or supposedly full blue places? Voter ID and everything would really affect those places that are supposedly in the bag for the people that don't. And I can only look at, the people, they'll say, well, maybe Republicans. Here's the thing. For the most part that I've seen, no Republicans is against this voter ID. The only people that are against voter ID are the people that are going to benefit from there not being any voter ID. Here's the issue. Why in the world would you be against voter ID? If anything, you can own those Republicans, right? You can own those Republicans and say, well, you want to sit back and question the election. Hey, you can say in your face, we got voter ID. No doubt, that's what it is. Hey, what y'all lost fair and square. It is what it is. You can actually say that. Why would you not want voter ID? Unless the only way you would not want voter ID if it's for some reason for cheating. That's the only way you would not want that. It's because there's fraud out there. And then you want to throw it on the back of black people. And a lot of black people are too stupid to see what you're freaking doing. And to say, well, black people, that's going to restrict their, because black people don't have ID. I guess that's what they say. They're willing to, once again, throw black people under the bus to look like a bunch of freaking ignorant apes. All to keep power. That's all I got to say. Comment, like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next one. All right.